everyone, my name is Laura and today I want to talk to you about my new reading challenge. I am putting mine on the story graph and it is not going to be any kind of timed challenge. It's not a week-long reading vlog. It's nothing like that. It is just an annual story graph challenge. I chose to put it on the story graph because A, they have a section for reading challenges, and B, it felt like a nice public space for people to keep track of it. So there's not a cool template or anything, but if it is something that I find to be popular and people like it, and as I perhaps grow my channel, it may turn into something more serious, but for now it's just a fun little story graph challenge. And I named it the Oscars Reading Challenge because all the prompts are related to categories from the Oscars. I will have a link to the challenge in the description box down below, and you do not need to friend me. It's a public challenge, but if you want to friend me, go for it. That will also be linked down below. But the gist of this challenge is to read books that either have a movie or TV show adaptation, or there is one coming that's been officially confirmed, not just optioned, because books that are optioned don't necessarily make it into production. So, I mean, it's your challenge, you can do whatever you want, but I have chosen to follow books that have confirmed actual adaptations. I have preloaded this challenge with about 50 some books. I know I've noticed a couple people have joined it, so there may be more at this point. Obviously you can pick whatever books you want. I just put in a bunch to kind of help people who may not know or may find certain categories harder than others, just to have some examples out there. But there are 10 prompts with 2 bonus prompts that are just for fun. So I will explain. Oh, hold on. Getting a FaceTime. Okay, so got interrupted and I kind of forgot where I was at. My friend's son called me to thank me for the books I sent him for his birthday, and we got to chatting for a little while. It was really cute, but I've now forgotten everything I've already said. So I think I was going over the prompts, and I hope editing me doesn't kill me for messing up the flow of whatever I was talking about. But I'm going to go over the prompts and kind of explain them a little bit, and all these explanations are also on the story graph. So the first prompt is Best Picture. This is a book that you think either has the best adaptation, movie, movie adaptation, TV show, whatever, or the book has the best movie cover, which I know is controversial. Most people don't like movie covers, but every now and again you find one that actually really works. And honestly, I love this movie cover of A Simple Favor. Like, I don't remember the original artwork. It's this. I prefer this one. It's very, very rare for me to feel that way. So I actually didn't add this one to the list, but you could. A couple of the ones I added were The Bad Beginning from Lemony Snicket, The Hate U Give, Room, and Defending Jacob. All 4 of those I thought had phenomenal adaptations. Disclaimer, I think the Series of Unfortunate Events movie is hot garbage. I hate it. But Netflix did amazing. So anytime you see me talking about the adaptation of A Series of Unfortunate Events, 100% of the time, if it is positive, it is the Netflix TV show. It is never the movie. I don't like Jim Carrey. I mean, he's not the reason I hated the movie, but he didn't help. The second prompt is Best Leading Actor or Actress. This is a book with a main character who embodies everything you love in a main character, or the adaptation of the main character was perfectly cast. A couple examples of that. Once again, The Bad Beginning, really any of the Series of Unfortunate Events. I thought all of those were very well cast. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, Blake Lively, perfect. Absolutely perfect. The Hate U Give, also phenomenally cast. To Kill a Mockingbird, I love Scout. I thought she was a great main character. The Hunger Games, I thought Woody Harrelson was perfectly cast. I thought Jennifer Lawrence was well cast. I know she wasn't perfect, but I still liked her. I also thought Rue was perfectly cast, although she is a side character. No Exit, I thought the woman who played Sandy, is that her name? The other woman at the visitor center, I thought she was perfectly cast. I mean, they were all well cast, but she specifically just like was exactly what I envisioned in my head. Best Supporting Actor and Actress, a book with the best friend or sidekick who you would just absolutely die for, or a best friend or sidekick who was not ruined by their screen portrayal, because let's be honest, that usually happens. Okay, so I've apparently put Lemony Snicket, A Series of Unfortunate Events for almost all of these prompts. I really went hard for that TV series. I think that one falls more under the not ruined by their screen portrayal, like the Quigleys and a lot of the Guardians. They were all done really well. The Hunger Games, Rue specifically, both adaptation and the book. Actually, you know what? Her adaptation probably could have been better, but I would die for her. Dead Until Dark, I put on here because I would die for Eric and was his name Quinn? I would die for him. I don't even know his name. Was it Quinn? Eric might be seen as a main character, so that's up for debate. But and Jason, I would probably also die for Jason, though they were all great. I'm like really questioning this list now that I have to like defend it out loud. Prompt number 4, Best Original Music Score. This is a book whose soundtrack or score had the best. Like their movie adaptation, you would listen to that score or their soundtrack over and over again. Or a book with phenomenal audiobook narration, or a book that features music as a theme. So a couple options here. I put Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, The Phantom of the Opera, Dead Until Dark. Solely because I love the theme song. Is that cheating if it's only one song? I love the theme song to True Blood. So good. Another one that I just thought of, which I don't think I have the book anymore. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. Killer soundtrack. Mediocre movie. Probably a mediocre book, especially by today's standards, but great soundtrack. Even now, still one of my favorite soundtracks. Prompt number 5, Best Animated Movie. This is a graphic novel, comic, manga, or a manga that has been adapted, or a book that's been adapted into an animated movie or TV show. 3 options that I have put on here. Heartstopper, since that one is coming soon. Alice in Borderland. And one that I actually found while making this list is a graphic novel called My Friend Dahmer. I don't know specifically the name of its adaptation, but obviously it's about Jeffrey Dahmer. And I didn't know it was a graphic novel, so that is actually now on my list of something I want to read. Best Short Film is just a short story or novella that has been adapted. I tried to find books that were all under 200 pages for this. That was kind of my criteria. Obviously your mileage may vary, but a couple of the options that I chose are The Lottery by Shirley Jackson, The Birds by Daphne du Maurier, Curious Case of Benjamin Button by F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Egg by Andrew Weir, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Prompt number 7 is Best Documentary. This is a biography or autobiography or a true crime that has in any way that these have either a documentary or fictional adaptation. And when I say fictional, I mean there are movies that are based on true events. So they loosely took a real event and made a fictional movie, or they made a documentary about this event, or something like Catch Me If You Can, where it's a true story, but it's told as a movie. So, you know, anything essentially based on true events. So I chose a couple of options here. Between a Rock and a Hard Place, which was 127 hours. My Friend Dahmer, again. Brain on Fire by Susanna Callahan. Nope. That was a comment in the book that everyone says their last name wrong. It's Cahalan. and I got it wrong every time I was reading it. Catch Me If You Can, The Blind Side, and Wild were all options that I found. Best Adapted Screenplay is a book based on another story, such as a fairy tale retelling, something based off of Shakespeare, Greek myths, that kind of thing. Just a few options here were The Lightning Thief, Bridget Jones's Diary, Warm Bodies. Best International Feature Film is a book written by someone from and taking place in not your home country. So for me, two of the books I chose were Alice in Borderland and Battle Royale, partially because I'd already read them. And unfortunately for me, most of the books that I own are written by American authors taking place in America, or not specifically, but probably America. So those were, I think, and a lot of the prompts that I was specifically working towards, I was trying to find books that I owned. So I was trying to make it forcing me to read not only an author who is not from America, but also a story that's not taking place in America. If you can only hit one of the two prompts, that's okay too, but my goal was to have it be both. Academy Juvenile Award is a children or middle grade book. And some of those options I chose were The Lightning Thief, even though it's a horrible adaptation, but I'm hoping Disney Plus one will be better. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Specifically, I chose Sorcerer's Stone or Chamber of Secrets because those are specifically middle grade. Once you get to Prisoner of Azkaban, it starts getting a little more into the YA genre. Shock! Series of Unfortunate Events was on here too. Matilda, Ella Enchanted, I'm sure The Witches, that's another Roald Dahl book. And so those are the main 10 prompts. Those are the ones that you would need to complete in order to complete the challenge. But then I have two additional categories. Number 11 is Best Guest Actor. And this is a book whose screen adaptation features a character that was not in the original book, but was well received and well loved. I did put a Series of Unfortunate Events on here because it was really the only one off the top of my head that I could think of. And I can't remember the character's name, but I know there was a character who was not in the original series that was in the book, and it's gonna kill me. I think it was maybe Mr. Poe's receptionist. That might be who I'm thinking of. Anyway, I feel like we all really liked her. Another one, I was gonna say Tara from the True Blood series, but I actually think she was in the book. She just had a really minor part. So I couldn't really think of any, but I know they exist. So I would love for more people to fill that prompt out for me because I can't think of any. I know there will be some in Heartstopper, but since it hasn't come out yet, I can't preemptively say we're going to like them. But that is one that crossed my mind. So maybe by the end of the year, we can update that prompt. And then lastly is the Razzie. It's the worst picture, where the book and the adaptation are so different you can't believe they have the same source material. Like, how did they ruin this adaptation so much? And subjectively, my personal favorites are The One by John Mars, amazing book, and perhaps an amazing show if you've never read the book. But comparatively, awful, terrible. I am so angry at Netflix, I didn't even finish the show. It was so bad. The Lightning Thief, because does anyone like it? My battery's dying. Hopefully I can finish this fast. Allegiant, because they didn't even finish the movies. Like, what the hell? They were so bad. And then I put True Blood on here again because, quite frankly, after season 1, what the fuck? Am I right? Okay, so before my battery dies, those are all the prompts. The links are all in my description box down below. Add me on Storygraph and Goodreads if you want to. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!